here we are in Melbourne, a 9th day of the Australian Open, with something nobody expected. Rafa Nadal did retire, withdraw, while he was losing 2-love in the fifth, but he was already injured since at least the fourth set. I'm here with Julien Reboullet, tennis chief at L'Equipe, probably the best sport newspapers in the world.
Thank you.
I honestly believe it.
Yeah.
I honestly believe it. So, were you surprised? I mean, and what do you think about what Nadal said? Maybe I should summarize. He said, I don't know if we keep playing in these very hard surfaces, what's going to happen in the future to our lives?
Well, it's not the first time he is talking about the surfaces. Like 10 years ago, he was beginning to talk about that. Then he stopped and waited to win on hard surfaces before asking for less hard, because he thinks that the body is suffering too much on this kind of surface. And well, we all know he is better on clay, but he wanted to win first on hard court, not to be the one who wanted to play only on clay. So it's not new for him, and I think he is talking about that tonight because he got injured, and I think he's so frustrated now.
Sure, Julien, I do agree with you. The only difference between now and 10 years ago is that now really there are so many players who are injured. I mean, we have seen Federer stopping for 6 months, Murray who has a hip problem. I mean, every other day there is someone who is injured who cannot play for maybe Wawrinka couldn't play the last 3 months or 4 months of last season. So it is true that this tennis is demanding a lot to the players. Probably,
of course it is, but there is a similarity between all the guys you just talked about. They are all 30 or more. So at one moment you can't prevent this body to get hurt, because I mean it's a long career. They played a lot. They won a lot. At one moment it's more difficult to understand for guys like Raonic, Nishikori, because they don't have the same career. They don't have
and they played much less, and still they are injured. So that is what is the point. I think even if Nadal, of course, he would have always liked to play 6 months on clay and only few on hardcourt. But it is true that also what he's saying, we don't have to worry only about now that we are playing tennis, but also how we will be once we finish to play, because our life goes on.
He's right. But we can see that today Federer is not only a genius on court, he is a genius apart from court with his scheduling, because he's so smart now. He knows exactly what to do, when to do it, and at least he got one injury in his life, one real injury. So we'll see where he will go from now. But you have to be so careful about where to play, when, how many tournaments.
Yeah.
You never know in tennis how long you're gonna stay
Sure.
on a tournament, because you can lose at the first round. But it's very, very difficult.
Yeah. What you're saying is exactly what also Marin Cilic just said. Marin Cilic said, you have to adjust, you have to know what your body can bear, and all this kind of things. It's also true that Roger Federer, who is a sort of very special player because he doesn't make much effort, his tennis is fluent, there are all those things that we all have been writing about Federer all these years. Also he had to stop for 6 months. Okay, he was already 35. But I think the problem exists. I mean, Nadal is talking about sensibility that the establishment should have, and I want to see if something will happen. I don't think that much will happen. I don't know what about you. Do you think something will happen? Something will change?
I think it's not easy because it's a business. So you have a lot of money. Every tournament want to have as many stars as possible.
Also, Djokovic is saying it's too much of a business.
Yeah,
he said. All the players now are starting to,
Let's wait if they manage to create really a syndicate of players, and we'll see. But I don't know what would be the solution. If I've got it, I would be rich.
Sure.
But maybe we should have to reflect on coming back to another system of ranking. Maybe keeping only the 12 best results. But it's very difficult because you have Grand Slams, Masters 1000. Yeah. I don't know if there's a right solution, but right now you have all the best players more than 30 years old, and at one moment I mean, they had to get injured. It's logical.
Listen, let's talk briefly also about what happened today. Also, Edmund was able to beat Dimitrov. Not many people were expecting that. I don't know about you. Edmund lost exactly the same number of games than our Italian Seppi. And but apart from that, well, we were a bit disappointed by Dimitrov because after he won the ATP finals, we were expecting more from him. And Edmund was born in 95, the year 95, exactly like Elise Mertens.
Yes.
So it's a good combination. Elise Mertens beat number 4 in the world, Svitolina, and Edmund beat Dimitrov, who is number 3.
Yeah, I think Dimitrov didn't play well since the beginning of the year. He had a good match against Kyrgios because Kyrgios is playing so fast. It was good for Dimitrov, but except this match, the ball doesn't come quick from his racket. I think right now it was better at the end of last year. So let's see. And then Moon, what a forehand! Yeah, I mean, he can be a top 10 very quickly.
Very quickly. Okay. And Mertens, well, she had a great tournament after she won Obert.
Incredible. Her main goal for this year was to get to the top 30, and she will be at least 20 next Monday. So the year is okay for her.
Okay. I just want to finish on a note. Roger Federer is going to save the tournament because he will save it if he goes to the final. Because if someone else goes to the final versus Cilic or
Sandgren, he should save the tournament. But now you have to be very careful at every movement because you can get injured everywhere, everywhere. So
thanks a lot to Julien Reboullet of L'Equipe.
Thanks
a lot.
Thank you.